Hello everyone, Bas from here. So, Adrenaline got buffed by a lot and some of the armor perks got changed, so now we're gonna find out what's the new meta. Instead giving 18% damage for 100 missing stamina, it's increased to 30%. So with Slayer pet bonus, that's 33%, and with Endurance 6, that's 63% damage. First, let's start with the crit build. The start was really nice, but without high accelerated RNG proc, the DPS started to drop and stayed below 2000. Now let's see the meta build. Compared to the crit, the difference is no cunning, but extra berserker and wild frenzy. The meta build DPS was above 2000. Now let's see the adrenaline. Adrenaline has two versions. In the first version, it using endurance, which increases the stamina by 100, which means adrenaline can increase the damage by another 30%. And for this, you have to either remove Predator or remove Berserker and Wild Frenzy. I think removing Predator instead the other two is a better choice. Now the problem with this build is you have way too much stamina and it takes 50 seconds to deplete it in combat. The best thing you can do is either use the blade spin since it's using lots of stamina, but still you would have to do about 5 full spins with it, or just keep dashing before fight, which also a very irritating thing. But the good thing is, you will have enough stamina in hunting grounds to keep gliding much longer. Now the next adrenaline build without endurance. The armor is the same as for the other ones, just putting in adrenaline. Now let's see some test runs. Right, it was a very clickbait attempt because of the potions plus weak spot, so let's see an actual fight. Since it doesn't have Wild Frenzy, the lack of attack speed is noticeable, but I also used Cascade instead of Conduit, so if you don't need healing, then use Conduit. I mean, Chain Blades has more iframes than no iframes, and you have 6 to 8 healing potions to heal. Though I don't really recommend it in Frost Escalation, Cascade Stamina basically kills Adrenaline, and in Frost Escalation you really want to build around the avatar you want to pick, so stagger, crit or wound. And of course, just like every build, this build works on every weapon, maybe not on repeaters, not just because of the less perk echo, but also because repeater does not use stamina, so adrenaline is literally a dead perk on it. Anyways, that's it for now. If you're looking for escalation specific builds, go check out my other video. See you guys next time.